And we want the best for her.
I just want to... She's right. She's really skinny. And when I saw her mugshot, I knew I had to reach out to her. I knew I had to make sure that she was okay. And this is so hard to watch. Oh, this is so hard. This is so hard. What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be blind reacting to a documentary about addiction that my friend Jen Cutting was in. I'm taking over Jen's channel today. Deal with it.
It's fine, please do.
Now, I've known about Smacked for a long time, and I haven't watched it because Jen describes herself as 82 pounds and really sick, and she'd only been in jail a couple of weeks at this time. But the creator of Smacked, Jessica Vecchione, is such an amazing human being, and I really wanted to blind react so you guys could see this, so I could see it for the first time, and so that you guys could all, you know, see Jessica's video style. And this documentary is powerful. I already know that it is because it's about substance use disorder and my girl's in it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jess. I'm a person in long-term recovery who has spent some time in prison, and my entire crazy life story is in the description box down below. If you want to follow me on any other social media platform, TikTok, Instagram, Patreon, that's $2. It's only ever going to be $2. All of those linked down below, as well as my vlog channel and my podcast and all of that cool stuff. So there's a lot going on in the description box. So without further ado, let's jump right into this today. Before we even start, I'll link this down below, so definitely go check out the full video. It's about an hour long, so I'm not gonna do the entire thing, but here we go.
Addiction is a hopeless darkness, loss, isolated way of life. And I think the worst part is the people that are living in it just think that it's normal, it becomes normal.
Should I be wearing headphones? Should I be wearing headphones? I probably should. Okay, hold on.
Many minutes later.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
6 months later.
Third time's a charm.
Addiction is a hopeless darkness, loss, isolated way of life. And I think the worst part is the people that are living in it just think that it's normal.
To do with the video, but upstate New York is very beautiful. And if you didn't know that so many people struggle with addiction, you would just think, oh my gosh, upstate New York is so beautiful. But while, yes, it's beautiful, it's also really poor. And there's so many rural towns. Did I say that right? Oh my God. There's so many rural towns that suffer, they're poverty stricken, and there's nothing, there's no opportunities, there's very limited jobs, and those jobs are minimum wage. And you know, there's a lot of addiction in upstate New York.
You're disconnected from people. You're disconnected from...
I think I'd known for a long time that it was out of control, but knowing and wanting to change it are two different things. Figuring out that there's something that can be done about it is a whole nother ballgame. Everybody around me was living this way. I didn't think that I had a choice. Like, I didn't think that there was another way of life. I didn't think that I had a way out.
Same.
I experimented with drugs over the years. I sold drugs for the better part of 17 years.
Wow.
And it wasn't until selling drugs for like 12 years that I actually started using the drugs on the level of an addict.
Wow.
There's something wrong with the way you're thinking. There's something wrong with the way you're feeling. It manifests itself in horrible behavior on the part of the addict. You do things you wouldn't normally do. You say things you wouldn't normally say. You hurt people you wouldn't normally hurt.
In my dream of dreams, we would be at a place where we can prevent addiction and then cure addiction. Where we would be as a culture in the near future, and I hope it's within 5-7 years, is that addiction is a disease. And there is no more stigma about addiction than there is about diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure.
Just to pause, I love what she said. People often confuse mental health with not being your physical health, but in case no one's noticed, your brain is part of your body. Mental health is our physical health. And a lot of times people have been hurt by someone in active addiction, or they believed the things that they've heard, the rumors. And I think what I'm trying to say here is a lot of times stigma comes from pain, from someone being hurt by an addict, or someone seeing someone that they loved go through it, or, just misinformation. So yeah, the stigma is severe. The bottom line is we are losing a generation to addiction. I'll just take it one step further. Even the addiction in the recovery community is very harsh, where people believe that abstinence is the only way. People have slammed me on the internet saying that I am not sober because I was prescribed cannabis for my mental health. People say that it's an excuse. And let me just tell you right now, mental health is not an excuse. And if we're going to save lives and we're going to end that stigma, then we need to stop being so hateful and judgmental. Okay, back to this. That's an amazing shot. Jessica Vecchione, girl, you talented.
I started
These are
taking
great drone shots.
hydrocodone for
All right, I'll back up.
a low back problem.
High blood pressure.
Jessica Vecchione, girl, these drone shots are fire. They're awesome.
I started taking hydrocodone for a low back problem in around 2004. It didn't take very long before I was taking more and more of it, and my prescriptions were running short. My husband had 2 neck surgeries, and he takes hydrocodone, so I would be taking his, and I decided I wanted to go to nursing school. I did very, very well, graduated with honors. The whole time I was still taking the pain medication, and I was getting all kinds of praises from my family and my teachers. That's hard. But inside I was really dying.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where you can't put this under the rug anymore. Addiction is a very democratic illness. It does not respect bank accounts or college degrees. It cuts across every section of the population.
Yes,
it will
sir.
take anybody.
You're not just a scumbag. You're not just running around being a jerk because you want to, because you just there's just nothing good about you. You just want to hurt people. You're just that kind of a person. No. That might be what it looks like to someone who doesn't understand the illness.
There's such a stigma that goes along with it, and it beats people down. Addicts don't just affect their own lives, they affect the family lives and society and the community that they live in. So it's a community issue. It's not just an isolated family issue.
I love what she said here. It's so freaking true. I'm sorry that I keep pausing it, but if you saw somebody on the side of the street and their leg was broken, would you kick them in the head and be like, get up, suck it up, you're making excuses, you're being so dramatic right now with this broken leg, get up, Steven? No. So why are we kicking people when they're down if they struggle with addiction? I think the judgment and the shame and the stigma causes so much more harm to a person who is already down. So stop kicking people when they're down.
I'm close to people who have shared with me their personal situations, either a parent who was dealing with a son that was struggling with addiction and trying to get through recovery, someone who lost their brother 2 weeks before Christmas, all of those kinds of situations. The more I talked about doing this program as an educational, informative program, the more and more I found how many people were being impacted by it and losing loved ones or struggling with loved ones.
Substance abuse is out there and it's happening and it's alive and well, and we're trying to figure out ways to stop it. We're going to be talking and sharing information about prevention, disseminating contact information for resources.
I love that they do that.
In the entire world, America was responsible for 80% of the opiate prescriptions that were being put out.
80%.
So whole world, 80% just America. So in 2012, iStop came out. This was a law that was having taking a look at what doctors were prescribing as far as pain medications and opiate medications. When this law came out, it kind of made doctors a little bit nervous, so they just stopped prescribing, not realizing that by when they stopped prescribing, what was going to happen as an aftermath is we were going to have a lot of sick people, a lot of people in pain, a lot of people not knowing where to go, what to do, or what addiction even is.
People who have an addiction to opiates back in the day would just shop around. They'd go to their doctor
shop.
They'd
That's
go to
a
many
real
doctors.
thing.
They'd say they had pain, and they would be prescribed some pills, whether it was oxycodone.
That is a very real and very dark side of addiction. I've known tons of people that doctor shop. Now this was years ago. I've been in recovery for 9 years now, so this was 12 years ago. I knew people that would doctor shop. They'd go to different states, different counties, different cities, do whatever they can to get pain medication. I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit because we don't have that much time. I don't want this to be an hour-long video. Obviously, this is a very powerful video, and I would encourage you all, please go watch this video. I want to fast forward to Jen's segment. Hold on. I want to fast forward to the women in jail, and I know Jen is one of those women, but I really want to hear from them. But every single person that is in this is amazing, so I don't want anyone to think like, oh gosh, you're skipping my part. I just really want to hear what the people have to say in jail. Please go watch the whole thing.
So on our drug court team, we obviously have myself from the court system, but the district attorney, defense counsel, attorneys for children, attorneys for the participants, probation officers, social workers, substance abuse treatment providers, mental health providers. In the past, if someone was suffering from a substance use disorder, it was all fragmented. They'd see their probation officer on a Tuesday, they'd go to mental health on a Wednesday, they'd see maybe a caseworker on a Thursday, and there was nothing connected about that. It should be treated as not a criminal justice problem, but a public health problem.
Yes.
We think if we can get a handle on the folks that need education and need treatment, we will actually be able to stem some tide.
Ooh, I've done time in this jail.
Through the Delaware County Family.
I'm so sorry. I want to pause. Oh my God, what'd I do?
Everybody
No.
around.
Shit. So she's walking by this visitor area. These are contact visits, but there's a little partition there. So what you would do is you come into this visiting room. If you had a visit, you could give your family member a hug, maybe like a really quick kiss, and then you sit down. So that's where they have visits at this jail.
Through the Delaware County Family Court, you found yourself in the Delaware County Jail.
Do I know her?
How long have you been here?
I think I know her.
I've been here a little over 2 months.
And what is your sentence?
I got sentenced to 6 months.
So you're not quite halfway through your sentence.
Well, with good time and stuff, I'll do about 4 months. So I'm about halfway. Yeah. Yep.
What was the order that you violated?
There were certain things I had to do, like stay clean, go to drug and alcohol, see a mental health provider.
You basically have 2 treatment courts in
I see
Delaware
Jen. I
County.
see
You
her
have the
hair.
family
I see her
treatment
hair.
court, and you have what we call the drug treatment court. Family treatment court deals
I'm
with
gonna fast forward again.
parents.
It's not to the point where they're going to stop breathing.
I do want to say here that I'm glad that they do that now, but I do want to say when I was in this jail, they didn't give me anything. But you have to remember I was 18, 17 and 18, and I probably didn't vocalize that I was detoxing because I was afraid. I also did bring a few bags of heroin in with me. So yeah, I was probably just afraid to tell them I was going to be detoxing, but I don't remember them ever giving me anything. I definitely was not, other than, I definitely was not watched one-on-one. That didn't happen.
There's nothing you can do about it. Unlike on the outside where you know there's something that can make you feel better, you know there's nothing that can make you feel better.
Oh my God.
There's 2 or 3 girls right now in here that have just, when they came in here, if they could have taken my teeth out through my feet, they probably would have. And now they're just the sweetest people.
And I know sometimes when we look at us, that it's...
Well, it's her maiden name.
You know, we're judgmental or whatever. But the only thing we do here is try to help you.
I honestly believe that you guys aren't like any other people.
And we want the best for you.
I just want to...
She's right. She's really skinny. And when I saw her mugshot, I knew I had to reach out to her. I knew I had to make sure that she was okay. And this is so hard to watch. Oh, this is so hard. This is so hard.
I just want to get my shit together and get home to my daughter.
You know what? You can if you want it bad enough.
I do. It's actually the only thing I want.
It's just anxiety for them because when they get back out, they're going to be in the same situation, same friends, same environment. Are they going to be able to do it? I don't know.
This is hard.
You know?
You are a convicted felon.
Yes.
You have previously served a prison sentence.
Yes, of 16 months.
And you are now awaiting a fuller sentence or have been sentenced for another charge in Delaware County.
I have been sentenced. Before I came in this time, I was out 8 months and I was introduced to heroin. But all this time I've been addicted to prescription pills. But it's just a step up because prescription pills don't give you the same effect any longer.
I think the meth epidemic is going to be worse than the heroin epidemic. I think it's going to make heroin look like it's going to take a backseat.
Oh my God, Jen.
Meth. I know people that have been heroin addicts for years who have switched over. Meth takes away the sickness from heroin, so you just switch right over.
This is so hard to watch.
No breaking high, no nothing. It's expensive, but a little bit goes a long way. It lasts longer. It's becoming more readily available. It's going to be the new death on the street. It already is. You can shoot it, you can smoke it, you can snort it, you can eat it. You can do it every which way you can possibly think of.
I'm so proud of you.
We're reaching a crossroads where
I want to pause and tell you, Jen, I love you so much. You've come so far. I am so proud of you. And I'm grateful that you have this footage. Even though it's really hard to watch, it's so important. It's so important that people see your progress. And I am forever amazed by you and impressed by you. And you're amazing.
Before. If we really want to make a difference long term, then providing employers incentives to say, if you take a chance with this person, whether it be someone who's got a felony because of their opioid use disorder or just someone who has an opioid use disorder and they're in recovery and you're uncomfortable with that. If you hire this person and give them a chance, if it doesn't work out, then we will assist you with the recruitment and replacement costs that you will incur by having to get someone else to fill that spot.
Thank you.
If we did that, it also would help overcome stigma because once a few employers hired folks in recovery and found out just how incredibly reliable they are, that would start to change people's perceptions.
I feel like the first step in all of this is exposure and really shedding the light and really making people aware and really getting the word out there that we do have a problem. But here's what we're doing. Here's how we're standing up. Here's how we're taking our community back. Over the next 10 years, I feel optimistic. I feel like we still have a ways to go. I feel like we do need more resources, and hopefully, if we can cut through some of the red tape that holds really needed professionals back in our community, I feel like we're going to have the support that we need.
Well, the bright spot is that communities are coming together. In our community here, there's the Tri-Town Coalition, the Sydney, Bainbridge, Unadilla. They're promoting community events. They've gotten people involved at the grassroots level. They're doing community education. They're getting involved with families, and I think that's very encouraging. Because remember, addiction is an illness of denial. If you don't acknowledge it, if you don't see it, if for whatever reason you don't do anything about it. So the more people know, the more likely it is they're going to do something.
I think for families who have experienced addiction and overdose and death, it's being honest about that. It's sharing their stories. For providers, it's talking to each other, talking what the experience is like for treating patients and helping them. I think it's taking away all the rules and regulations that limit who can treat addiction and where addiction can be treated and make it more of just a normal process to be treated by your primary care doctor, by your physician in the clinic in which you get all your other care.
You know, we saw examples of...
So we'll stop there. This is incredible. This is incredible, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to watch this, but I have goosebumps. You know what? That's my hometown. And that is a jail that I've served time in, and to hear them talk about ways that they're going to help people with substance use disorder makes me so happy. To hear them talking about it makes me happy. This was not available when I lived there, and you know, for a long time I was so restricted with probation and parole and all of the, you know, the red tape in the system that I wasn't able to get doctor prescribed cannabis for my PTSD, insomnia, and depression. Not only did I not get medication for it, I was always told back then that recovery is abstinence and I need to just deal with that. And not in so many words, of course, but I wasn't really treated for my mental health ever. And it really sounds like they want to come together to make a difference, to have meetings about it, to spread awareness, to try to change laws and hire people. These are life-saving measures, and this is so important. So I just want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank Jessica Vecchione for making this video. I know you know how powerful it is, but thank you. And Jen, I love you and I'm so proud of you. And to everyone that was in Smacked, you guys are incredible. And I hope you're all doing well, and I'm inspired by you, and never give up that fight. Sometimes it's a lifelong battle, but you're all so amazing. Keep fighting. Whew. I'm gonna end today's video here. As always, I love you. Stay safe, stay sober, whatever that looks like to you, because there is no wrong way to recover. Never let anyone tell you otherwise. Bye, you guys.